right, getting back into covering some other teams. My Dolphins got a win today, a wild one, 16-13. So I'm getting into the Bills. Another wild game, 44-32. Get into coverage here. Bills needed this win. Bucs did too. Now the Bills are 7-3. Coming off a strange loss to the Dolphins the week before. This was a must win. And it was touch and go for a while. But Josh Allen really just uplifted this whole team, showing why he's probably one of the best players in the history of the game. Clearly a guy who can do so much to uplift the team. And he carried the Bills in a big way, just really bearing the burden of the offense and just driving this team to success when the Bills defense really, really struggled. So I'm going to get into that today. Please like, subscribe, comment, and view. All that stuff keeps Curtis in the biz. I'm a Dolphins fan, but I am trying to be objective, and I will. This was a fun game. It was a wild one. I think Baker Mayfield is a darn good quarterback. He does things with the run game and ability to be clutch in the pass, and he's a really, really good quarterback. But come on, when you're having a shootout like this, no matter how good you are, unless you're a Mahomes type or something, it is very difficult to match the potency of Josh Allen. Josh Allen, and I'll get into it here. So this game started out weird. If you're a Bills fan, you know, but if you're not a Bills fan, Keon Coleman, first-round pick, guy who's expected to be, or second-round pick, expected to be a big piece of the puzzle, was kind of a healthy scratch for disciplinary reasons, and that would spell some maybe trouble for the future of the Bills with this player kind of not meeting expectations. But signing Gabe Davis and Josh Allen, just spreading the ball all over the place, really, that came up big. When you get into it, you'd figure Cook, I thought Cook would have to be a big piece of this puzzle. I knew it would be a hard time. Vita Vea locks down a very good run defense. And Cook really wasn't till the end. He came in and started exploding as a closer. But this was the Josh Allen show. Brady had said last week he wanted to throw the football more. I thought that was crazy. Should have ran it, could have won. This week, though, he got what he wanted. He dialed up the pass game to 11. And in the early goings, it wasn't pretty. Allen opened up early with a pick, and there was some struggles. But then Allen started doing his thing. He ended the day with just a vast amount of production on both sides of the ball, as per usual. But this was a darn good day. 19-30, not great completion percentage, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 interceptions, like I said. He tacked on another 40 yards on the ground, but total he had six touchdowns, 3 in the pass and 3 in the run. It's mind-blowing when this guy is on his game, when he gets hot, what he can do. Now, for Bills fans, it is not the most consistent way for a win. It's okay once in a while. And I think this might have been an extenuating circumstance because of how good Tampa is in stopping a run, and Mayfield can put those points on. Cook ended the day 16 for 48. A lot of those yards came late. His long was only 8 yards. But really, it was Allen, but I dare say not just Allen. This offensive line, I don't know how they've done it, but it's been healthy for like 3 seasons. 1 or 2 games here or there. But this offensive line, when I show you the numbers, played a major part in helping Allen be Superman and get the job done. There should be some concerns going forward. This run defense is not good. Tampa, they were down Irving, but they still totaled 202 yards on the day. Tucker, 19 for 106. Rashad White, 10 for 51. Mayfield tacked on another 40. Mayfield was 1 TD, 1 pick, 16 for 28. Very low completion percentage. And 173. Now, the Bills defense, while it struggles in the run stop, this is the kind of game that actually is good for the Bills defense because they're pretty good in pass coverage. They can make big plays. They made a lot of big plays today, interceptions. But it was Allen and this offensive line driving this win, which when I go to, like I said, I go over the numbers. So he was kept clean 70% of the time. And out of his clean percentage, he was 69.6%. Completion percentage, 252, 11 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Under pressure, 29.4%, which is, it's not good from a lot of quarterbacks. For Allen, it's kind of generally, this is even a little bit lower than what he normally gets. But he was only 50% completion on that when he threw his 1 pick. But he was blitzed an insane 59% of the time. 59% he was blitzed, and it was only 30% pressure, so it was half the pressure rate. And this heavy blitzing, while sometimes the protection was there, if you watch this game, Allen was doing some of his crazy stuff, getting out of the pocket, buying time, and finding guys breaking open late. But this offensive line, while it did not block well in the run game, and again, Vita Vea is a special player. He's an immovable object, and you kind of understand that. But to be this successful in your pass protection with this kind of blitz rate, with a quarterback who can move like Allen with that arm, really broke things open in a lot of ways. Now, Coleman was out, but Shavers, 4 for 90 with 1 TD, 43 long. That was 4 or 5. He only missed. There was only 1 incompletion to Shavers, and Shavers is a guy. Cook, 3 for 66, 1 TD, 3 for 3 to Cook. Ty Johnson, 2 for 61, 1 TD, 52 long. Gabe Davis came in quiet up until that third and fourth quarter, came up with 2 big catches, long of 22. He was 3 or 4 targets for 40 yards. Dawson Knox, 1 for 23. Samuels had the 1 play that would have haunted him. Hits him in the hands, bounces in the air, and he manages to catch it. He only had 2 receptions for 19. Palmer, 2 for 17. But this was a day where when you got the best quarterback in the world and you get this kind of pass protection, it is very, very difficult to beat him. I do think the Bills are going to go to the postseason. I do think there's opportunities still for them to win the division. Patriots, they're good, but there's chances for that. But this team on this day would have probably lost if it wasn't for Allen. Now, a lot of fans, Bills fans, me included, I'm not a Bills fan, but a critiquer of the team, is not super high on Brady. A lot of the stuff, I was high on Brady in the sense that he decided to go more to pass balance. But over the last couple of seasons, there's been a few curious decisions where he went to this pass-happy mode that wasn't really the wisest choice. And some of his route combinations leave some to be desired. I wasn't too thrilled with the entirety of his designs, his philosophy, and it reminded me a little bit of Shaky Bones Dorsey and Dable at times with this look. And it was just like with Dorsey and with Dable, it was Allen and his talent to really uplift this thing. But you got to look at the production, and while you might not be too high on Brady, maybe he saw the struggles for Tampa to get to Allen, their proclivity to blitz, and maybe he saw them blitzing so much, and he saw the protection that he was getting, that maybe that's why he dialed it up. And maybe it wasn't him being stubborn or not really having a good game plan. But Allen, I could not believe 6 touchdowns on the day. So really, ultimately, the Bills, they sort of like my Dolphins. My Dolphins have a lot of instability around the team. Sometimes I'm not so thrilled with the coaching staff, but Achane is such a stud that he's able to kind of hide the sores and the ugliness of that part and carry his team to a victory. Same here for Allen, although being a quarterback who obviously can run pretty well, it uplifts it even more. I don't know if this is going to be good enough for them to go all the way, because once you get into these uglier games, I don't think this thing is going to really be as portable, especially on the road. This defense has to find some way to get better in this run stop. And Brady does have to have a better game plan, because while it worked this week, it was a poor game plan last week, and it cost the Bills the game. This week, they got through. So the Bills find themselves still being the Bills, still vying, obviously, for the postseason, still vying for the division, and really putting 44 points on is amazing. And Josh Allen maybe having one of his most spectacular days of his career. But this is not so portable. So congratulations, Bills fans. You're now 7-3, 5-1 at home. Maybe not exactly where you want, but still the trajectory is there to maybe reach the Super Bowl, certainly to have effect in this postseason. Hopefully my Dolphins will join you. Hopefully we can both knock these Patriots out. That's a long shot, but you never know. Anyway, Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.